It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Good evening, sports fans. This is 2K Sports. Ernie Johnson, Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny Smith. In this game, we'll see the San Antonio Spurs going up against the Oklahoma City Thunder at Chesapeake Energy Arena.
2K Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of the NBA.
Shooting guard, standing 6'5", number 6.
2K Sports presents Thursday night of the NBA with Hall of Famer Doris Burke and Greg Anthony. This is Kevin Harlan. On the sidelines, we have David Aldridge reporting. So for the Thunder, their last game, a win against the Wizards.
Yeah, unfortunately for them, I thought the opponent's defense just never showed up.
I mean, you'd have to question their effort, Greg. They did a great job at penetrating and kicking out. The defense simply wasn't up to the task.
And the starting group for the Spurs. AI is out there with Murray. Then it's DeRozan. Then there's LaMarcus Aldridge. And it's Medu in at the four-man position. Passes it to Wiley. To the paint. Thompson with the bucket. Doris tonight, a pair of winning streaks we put on the line. Both teams playing fantastic basketball. Something, though, Doris is going to give one way or the other.
Yeah, what you find with two high-caliber basketball teams, they've both been able to execute their offenses to a high degree. They've both been able to take advantage when they've been given opportunities in transition. To me, what's going to ultimately settle this game, which team does a better job of taking away the opponent's strength? If you can force a team to beat you doing something that they're uncomfortable doing, fair enough. But you have got to take away option number one and number two. To me, it comes down to defense tonight, Kev.
Doris, you sound like a coach, and that's what they're saying in the locker room right now. Here's Diallo after the basket by San Antonio. Thompson, left side. Oklahoma City moving the ball around. 6 on the shot clock. George against DeRozan. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul.
I don't think any of us can forget that broken leg Paul George suffered playing for the United States national team in 2014. But what a joy, guys, to see him back and playing at an elite level. Boy, he's just been so consistent, right? I mean, every time he's gotten to the stripe, he's delivered. This is great stuff.
And Aldridge, the basket on the assist by AI.
Precise execution from AI. In the pick and roll, timing is the difference between an assist and a turnover.
And Doris, you go back to the injury for Paul George. Some moments where you question whether he'd be the same player. Do you think, in your opinion, that factored into his decision to leave Indiana in search of a more competitive situation?
You know what, Kevin, I'm not sure if the injury played a part, but we know unequivocally because Paul George stated it. He wants his legacy to be about winning. And because those peak years for a star player can be fleeting, you have to appreciate the pursuit of just that.
And that's really a function of the offense not working as it should.
Yeah, no, exactly. That's not how you capitalize on the offensive end. You simply have to be more patient.
And just under 2.5 minutes elapsed here in the first. There's Diallo. He's guarded by AI. Diallo the pass to Thompson. Here's Diallo. That's in, coming off the assist from Thompson. Diallo's got his first bucket in this one.
Yeah, good awareness there. He sees an opening and doesn't hesitate.
And that's not the type of defense you want to play, right? You've got to make it more difficult than that. Layups are too easy.
And nobody, guys, among the defenders stepping up to challenge him on that drive to the 10.
And Greg, he says, thank you very much, and sails in for the flush.
Yeah, you know, they may have gotten the feeling he would dish it off, but he had a surprise for them.
And first time out of the game called for Oklahoma City. Victory eluded them last time in San Antonio when they took on the Spurs.
It wasn't even close in their last matchup, and their offense just wasn't ready to compete at that level.
And a new group in here for the Thunder. Nancy's checked in for Tristan Thompson. Caspi comes in for Wiley. Grant, he's checked in for George. And Dennis Schroeder subbed in for Diallo. Davis Bertans checks in for the Spurs. Light comes in for Murray. Spurs leading by 7. AI kicks to Bertans. Back to AI. And first quarter, we're about 3.5 minutes in. Here's Aldridge. And that basket pushes the lead to double digits. Aldridge has got his 3rd basket of the night right there. And so it's Schroeder with the ball. He'll bring it up for the Oklahoma City Thunder. Over AI. And again, no good by Oklahoma City. And the Spurs with possession. They're on a 16-6 run.
When you think about Billy Donovan, to me, he's a guy who values trust and building relationships with players. This guy is not a dictator. He wants to help players grow and develop, and that helps you win.
Here's Bertans. And there's the shot clock violation. Couldn't get the shot off in time.
And here's a look at some stats for Westbrook. The last 10.
Here's Thompson. Taking a look at his numbers, he averages about 7 points a game. On the court right now for the Spurs, they've got AI. He's out there with Murray. DeRozan out there with Medu. And it's Bertans in the power forward position. And we've got an update here, so let's catch up with David Aldridge.
Hi, Kevin. Well, AI in their last time out against the Kings got the job done. He had 29 points and ran the team as always with a big number of assists. He racked up big numbers in what was a really good performance. Can he carry it over tonight? We'll see, Kevin.
All right, David, thank you, guys. Could you believe that performance? Wow.
I mean, it was really something to see. I mean, he showed everybody just how special he is when he is on his game.
Well, that was an elite performance, and it didn't seem to matter what approach they used to try to slow this guy down. He had an answer for everything.
Spurs leading by 8. And here in the second quarter of action with a hair under 2.5 minutes played so far. And he drops in the layup off the glass.
And you can sense they're starting to take charge here.
Well, they seem to be taking control. There's no doubt about that. Quality shots on every possession with great execution.
Now here's Schroeder. Last game he had 13. Outside, George. Schroeder outside to stop the drought. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot 2. Trade deadline is passed, Doris. It was moved to before the All-Star break. Now, how do you think that's worked out so far?
I really like that, Kevin, because to me, the rumors that can surround potential trades is a huge distraction, particularly if you're a star player. So to me, if you've earned the right to be part of All-Star Weekend, it should be celebrating the great game of ours and not necessarily worrying, geez, when I come out of this break, am I going to be somewhere else?
Good point. Riley with the rebound.
Amazing tenacity attacking the basket, and I'm sure he won't miss that next time.
Shot good by Diallo.
Exceptional vision by Paul George. This guy is tearing up the defense.
Now, here's AI. Not a lot of room. It's stolen by Schroeder. For the finish. Rips down the breakaway slam.
And guys, that's a big swing right there. I mean, taking the steal and then turning it into 2 easy points on the dunk.
No telling how important that sequence could turn out to be.
Yeah, you know, sometimes your gut tells you to take a shot at the pick and then big move to keep the pressure on.
Yeah, that was the 3rd straight high percentage look the defense has allowed. The defenders have got to start putting bodies on bodies.
Now, here's George. He had 19 points in the win against Washington.
And it was a big game for him at the defensive end as well. He never stopped pressuring the basketball, coming up with one steal after another.
You almost have to assume he's going to knock those down when he is that open.
You don't pass for the sake of passing. You wait until the defense commits. And AI doing that, finding the man breaking open.
Here's Schroeder. 14 points for him. Puts it up from 12. Comes up empty, and he's now 5 for 8.
Solid rebound there. And with the score like it is, that's an area where they can't afford to get lazy.
And he makes that one. Thunder trailing by 9. 2-second difference between shot clock and game clock. Clock at 6. And again, no good by Oklahoma City.
Well, he gets the separation he needs. You can't say the same for his aim, though.
And they pick up 2.
What I like here, AI challenging the defense inside, working for high percentage shots.
And so it's San Antonio. Their lead at 11 points to end the quarter. Thank you, David, and we'll be right back after halftime to start the third quarter. See you in just a bit. Well, we've got a second half of basketball for you. We think it's going to be pretty good. A big comeback, though, is needed for this game to be competitive, and it probably has to happen quickly. One guy who's been getting it done is Dennis Schroeder.
And through the first 2 periods, it seemed he got to the paint whenever he wanted to. Just a slasher's mentality.
You know, my favorite thing, Greg, I think he showed no fear in attacking the defense. He got on the interior with ease.
They've got Paul George. Wiley is out there with Tristan Thompson. Then there's Russell Westbrook. And it's Diallo in at the shooting guard. That's the lineup in the game for Oklahoma City. And plenty of contact on the shot. So 2 free throws coming up. And there's the call. Oklahoma City with the foul. The Spurs have been perfect at the line so far, albeit just 2 for 2. And so LaMarcus Aldridge nails them both.
Boy, how outstanding at the line has this guy been. One of the best free throw shooting big men you will ever find.
Diallo buries it down low. Diallo's got 9.
Well, I'll tell you, it takes a lot of confidence to go with the floater. That is not as easy as it looks.
It's AI on the wing. He's covered by Westbrook. Here's AI, and that one drops for him. 8 points for him. And for those of you turning in, we're about a minute into the second half. Pass to Wiley. It's deflected, and it's out of bounds. Oklahoma City able to retain possession.
And defensively, great anticipation, making a play there on the ball.
Well, superb awareness, Greg, right? Not allowing them to get comfortable running their offense, being super aggressive.
Nancy's checked in for Oklahoma City. Grant comes in for Wiley. Spurs also with the sub. White's checked in. A chance here to take a moment and compare the front court and back court scoring on the night for the Thunder.
And their guards really have done what they could to keep it close. What little offense they've been able to generate has come from the backcourt. They just need a little more balance.
In transition, here comes San Antonio. DeRozan leading the charge. AI outside. Pass to Medu. AI outside. Inside. A nice shot by Medu. And the Spurs lead by 15.
And good passing, setting up a lot of these buckets right now, Kevin. That's been the key.
Here's Westbrook. The shot will not fall. So the Spurs will take it the other way.
The edge on the glass is the difference. It's allowed them to build this lead.
AI in the post, and AI with the stuff.
That's an impressive move by AI. This guy plays with great intensity.
Here's Diallo. He's guarded by AI. And there's the foul. It'll go on. There's 48 seconds left in the third. And Aldridge slams it in.
And now this game is becoming a showcase for Aldridge. He's been out of control. A one-man team. Now it's just a matter of getting him the ball and getting out of his way.
Stolen by AI. Dishes it to Murray. Stolen by Thompson. And there's the foul. It'll go on AI. That's foul number 2 for him. Oklahoma City moving it around. Not watching the line there. That'll be a backcourt violation.
And that's a couple of very shaky possessions in a row. One turnover right after the other.
Here's Murray. They have a 22-point lead. It's the most they've led by. The shot and game clock separated by 4. AI in the post. He's guarded by Schroeder. A nice shot by AI.
No doubt about the consistency when it comes to scoring the basketball for him tonight. A real nice lift for their offense.
Westbrook against Murray. Right side Westbrook. Stolen by AI. And so it's the San Antonio Spurs finishing the quarter up by a whopping 24 points. The defensive work they've done against Paul George has been. And a moment now as we take a look at our State Farm assists of the game.
And he sliced the D wide open with this feed. They had no chance to prevent that basket.
Well, that's what a great pass will do, right? You love the unselfish play.
And with the fourth quarter upon us, time is running out for this game to become competitive. On the court for San Antonio, AI is out there with Murray. Then it's DeRozan. Then there's LaMarcus Aldridge. And it's Forbes in at the 3 spot.
And defensively, against a guy with this much scoring ability, you have to try to take the ball out of his hands, because right now, AI's just cooking.
And here's Westbrook. He'll bring it up for the Oklahoma City Thunder. Out of offenses, Doris, initiate that high pick-and-roll offense, which is so fun to watch. Which ball handlers do you want running that play for you if you were on the sideline?
Come on now, there are some master manipulators in the pick-and-roll. Let's begin with the great James Harden. We'll begin with his teammate Chris Paul. Steph Curry. You give Steph Curry options to read in a pick-and-roll, he's going to make the right choice. There are a lot of guys who can manipulate the defense at a pick-and-roll, but those 3 are at the top of my list.
Back to Patterson. And a miss there on the triple.
And with the success they've had rebounding the basketball, they're right where you'd expect them to be, firmly in the driver's seat.
And there's the foul on the shot. He'll go to the line for 2. And Oklahoma City called for the foul. Also often when a player changes teams, Doris, we see a lot of emotions from him, his teammates, from the fans, and coaches. Is it even reasonable to expect loyalty in sports nowadays?
You know, I think times have changed, Kevin. We're no longer living in an era where a player sticks with an organization throughout the course of his tenure, or at least that is the outlier nowadays. The reality is teams always make decisions with their long-term best interests at heart. And so when a player has earned the right to embrace his free agency, there's a reason it's termed free agency, then he should have an equal opportunity to the team to make the decisions that are in his best interest. Whatever those values and priorities for that individual player are, when you reach free agency, you've earned that right.
The Thunder shooting around 36%. They're just not able to finish consistently. We've gone about a minute and a half into the fourth quarter. Braun, and the shot goes in.
A physical basketball there, and in the best sense. A hard screen allows him to shake the defender and get to the bucket for the layup.
Inside. Berton's shot is good.
They're finding lanes to the hoop now with consistency. 5 buckets in a row from the paint.
Now the pass to Diallo. Game moves along. 2 minutes gone here in the fourth. Here's Burton. 6 to shoot. A nice shot by Black.
You know, the assist is the key part of that play. The pace on the bounce pass, perfect.
AI left side. Count it, and he's now 8 of 9 from the floor.
I think you've got to love the thought process there. AI could have taken a shot earlier in the clock, but he decides to put it on the deck and get something better.
Kicks to Patterson. Right wing. Here's Diallo. Pass to Black. Shoots over Mills. Doesn't get it to drop for him. Now San Antonio takes it the other way. Here's AI. And another basket for San Antonio.
Well, some physical defense right there, but AI unfazed, takes it head on, and that's the heart of a winner.
Pass to Black. Rebound, San Antonio.
That's what we're talking about in terms of the activity level defensively. You got to protect the rim.
No, exactly, Greg. Especially when the ball is that deep inside. You've got to respect how he altered that shot.
Last season, Doris, the NBA hosting 4 regular season games in Mexico, celebrating the 25th anniversary of the NBA playing in Mexico City.
Well, Kevin, you know this. Mexico City is the 5th largest city in the world. You are a geographic expert. This is a gateway to all of Latin America, and the NBA, as always, eager to expand their presence in new markets.
I agree. And the fact, Doris, they're so progressive has just, given them so much new things, revenue, growth avenues to follow, but it just opens up a whole new area where they can grow.
Never rest on your laurels, Kevin. Always work hard, just like the great Kevin Harlan does.
Yes, and with this one winding down, it's obvious to everyone who watched it. Just a total mismatch and a true show of strength for San Antonio.
This was a team performing to its fullest capability.
A hugely satisfying win. A game that not many will soon forget. And on the other side, one that I think most will try to forget.
And counting tonight's game on the season, they'll now have won 57 games this year.
And once they polish off this win, they'll be one more victory away from sweeping the season series.
And you know, when you look at the huge impact he had, just a monster game for AI.
He just looked like an orchestrator out there. His teammates kept running to the open spot, and he found them time and time again.
Rejected by AI. And it's out of bounds. Oklahoma City able to retain possession. Bryn Forbes, he's checked in for Patty Mills. Braun. And he uses the glass on the layup.
Boy, they don't waste any time on that inbound play. Very little the defense can do to react to that one.
We've got a 9-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. AI passes to Forbes. Back to AI. And he drops in the layup off the glass.
And that's a killer instinct on display as they try to put this one on ice.
I think that's exactly the mentality you have to have. You don't want to give this team any hope of coming back.
And there's the foul. It'll go on AI. That's his 3rd foul of the game. There's 10 seconds left to play here in the 4th. To the inside. Black kicks to Caspi. Pulls up on the wing. And so it's San Antonio easily taking this one. A resounding victory for them. And Greg, in enemy territory, no less.
That's exactly right. But with the way they controlled the game and just completely took the crowd out of it, that's how to get it done on the road.
And that's going to do it tonight, folks, for our broadcast. For Greg Anthony, Doris Burke, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching. See you later.